Alright you guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing like a little nap time chat with you guys because the kids are down for their nap. You're probably going to hear them in the background because Jackson's not wanting to nap, but I figured that this would be the best time to sit and talk to you guys about my goals for 2021. By the way, it's like 25 degrees outside, so I'm living like my coziest life over here. I've got coffee. I went downstairs, made myself some coffee, so I'm drinking that. I've got like these Sour Patch Kids, like the heart ones for Valentine's Day. These are freaking bomb. They're so good. So this is what I'm doing while my children are protesting their naps. I'm here with you guys chatting and, you know, just eating my sorrows away in Sour Patch Kids. Anyway, let's just get into it. I thought it would be fun to talk to you guys about like my goals for 2021, talk to you guys about like, I guess, I don't know, like what you guys can expect from my channel this year and like things that I'm gonna be working on and working towards, and I'm sure you guys are gonna see it like in my vlogs and stuff. So this is kind of like a chatty life update, something for you to listen to if you guys are folding laundry, if you're cleaning your house or doing something productive. All right, so the way that I broke this down, I think, is basically like stuff having to do with the kids, and then stuff having to do with like the house, like the household, I guess, and a couple things like me personally, a couple things business wise, and then some like financial goals and savings and all of that. So let's start off with the kids. So first and foremost, we're gonna potty train Riley this year. It's gonna happen here this month, okay? Because on Sunday, like I'm filming this on, I don't even know what date it is. Let me not even pretend that I know what date it is. On Sunday though, we are going to be potty training. I'm gonna be fully committing to it because a couple other times we've kind of dabbled in it and we've like tried and have not been successful. So we're gonna do it. Potty training Riley, that is coming up soon. Something else that I'm gonna be working on obviously is like helping Jackson with his walking. You know, Jackson is 13 months old now. I know that people hate it like when you use months and stuff, like yes, he's a year old, but being like 13 months old is still very different from being like 23 months old. So that's why I kind of like to still say the months. So I'm gonna be helping him with his walking and helping him get there. I think he's like almost there, like he's so ready. So being more intentional about practicing that every day, that's on my list. Same thing with like talking and learning new things and helping him with his speech. Those are things that I'm going to be working on with him, and I'm hoping to be able to share some of that with you guys. A lot of you guys have requested some videos like I did with Riley about like how I teach my daughter to talk and all of that. If you guys have never seen that video, by the way, it's like one of the most popular ones here on my channel, so I'll link it in case you guys want to check it out. But I went over like some of the things that I used to do with Riley to get her to talk and all of that. So same concept, new baby, all of that. Something that you guys have also asked me about is about whether or not Riley is going to be transferring into a big girl bed. That is definitely something that is on my list for this year. I haven't, you know, I've been trying to survive, you guys, okay? So I've been trying to survive. It hasn't been super high on my priority list because she likes her crib and she fits in there and she's been fine. So now this year we will be transferring her or whatever, doing something to her crib. You know, I think we can take off the rails of it, and I think that crib converts into a big girl bed. So I think we're gonna start slow, and I think what we're gonna do is just like take off the like the front part of the crib, you know, like the thing that has the rails. I think the front part of the crib. I think what we might do is just take that out and then put one of those little screen things so that they don't roll over and fall out. I don't know. We're not gonna do like a huge transformation right off the bat, and I'm not gonna do like a whole new big girl room reveal. Like I want to keep things as normal for her as possible so she's not like freaked out by a whole new thing. So it's gonna be a slow and gradual process. Once she starts sleeping in her big girl bed or whatever it is you want to call it, in the toddler bed, like once she's doing well sleeping there, if later down the road I want to redecorate her room, then maybe that's something that we can do, but I'm not like in a hurry to like redecorate her whole room. Another thing that I want to do for Riley this year is I would love to put her in swim lessons. So I mean, right now we're not gonna put her in swim lessons. It's freaking 25 degrees outside, like I said, but in the summer, maybe the springtime, we'll kind of have to see how COVID is and all of that. I wanted to put her in swim lessons last year, and then when we moved up here in March, then COVID hit and there was no going outside doing anything like that. I want to do that for her because like as much as we go down to Florida and like, you know, my parents, they have a pool in their backyard and all of that, I always think it's a good idea to put your toddlers in swim lessons. So I'm gonna look into that at some point. I would also love to put her in like a dance class or something. And again, that's one of those things that I was hoping to do this year with her, and then COVID hit and put a damper in that. So I think she needs just some socialization. I think she needs an activity. She needs another place to like burn off some energy and hang out with kids. So hopefully if things are starting to, you know, look better and, you know, society looks, you know, like it used to a little bit, then I would love to put her in something like that. Nothing crazy, like once a week, if that. I'm not looking to be like a dance mom or like have her in a competition team when she's like 5 years old, but just something like a little activity for her. And it'll be good also like for me, practice with like, you know, driving her places and going somewhere with Jackson in the car. Like we just have never done that. We literally stay at home all the time. This year I'm also, and hear me out first, like I'm gonna be working on disciplining Riley. And Riley, I love her to death. She's 3. This past year with her being 2 has been a rough year, okay? But we survived, we made it. She's 3 now. So we're still alive, that's good. But I know that I need to work on disciplining Riley. It has nothing to do with anything that you guys have said. It has nothing to do with what my mom has said. Like, I know me as her parent, me as her mother, I feel that there's a lot of things that I've kind of just like, you know, I kind of like do a lot of things, I just wing it, you know, I try to figure it out. And a lot of my decisions that I've made, you know, up until this point, sorry, I have to make sure that I can see the kids in the monitor. Wow, look, Jackson went to sleep. So anyway, I know that a lot of the decisions that I have made, like, you know, I'm a first-time mom to a toddler. Having a toddler was something brand new to me. I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. So I've been doing the best that I can, but now at this point, I need to find a way to make sure that Riley knows that, you know, there's certain things that are not okay, and she knows that there's certain things that are not okay, but I just need to find some way to instill a little bit better discipline with her, because I don't want her to be 5 and 6 years old and not knowing how to behave. Like, that's not cool. And not that she's like, you know, jumping off the walls or like breaking all my things in my house. She's not like a huge terror. I mean, she has her days, but I want to just make it a point to maybe read up on a couple books, or I don't know, just do a little more research so that I have a better idea of like what to do in certain situations. So I have that on my list. And the other thing on my list for her is that this year I want for Riley, it sounds so stupid to have to write this, but I want for Riley to eat less candy this year. And so I need to find a way. Mind you, I'm over here having Sour Patch Kids, like you wonder where she gets it from. But Riley obviously has a sweet tooth. It's not her fault, it's my fault. It's all my fault, her father's fault, Mimi and Papa's fault. Like, everybody who sees her, they know that she loves candy and they know that she has a sweet tooth, and so they keep giving her more Sour Patch Kids, and like, it's not her fault. She's 3. But I did this year very much use candy as like an incentivator, is that a word? As an incentive. I used candy as like an incentive for her to like eat her food, right? Like when we were struggling with her eating different things and she wouldn't eat much of anything, like in order to get her to eat her chicken, I said, okay, if you eat 1 chicken, you get 1 candy. And so I know that it did become a point where it was like, in order for her to do these things, she always said that she wanted candy, and I would give in because I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I have another baby. So, you know, it served its purpose. It did get her to eat chicken, but I want to kind of scale back on like the unhealthy sugary foods that she has all the time. And not that I'm never gonna give it to her. You're never gonna find me being the mom that, like, you know, never lets her kid have sugar, never lets her kid eat a piece of cake. But I do think that it needs to be more on the like special occasion field, you know. It needs to be more of like a treat as opposed to an everyday thing multiple times a day, and that's where it's gotten to at this point. So we're gonna be working on that a little bit. And then the last thing on the list for the kids is, this year I need to do some research and I need to find a homeschool curriculum for Riley. And I know like there's a lot of people that, you know, have certain feelings about homeschooling, and I get questions about it all the time. Are you gonna send Riley to school? Are you gonna homeschool her? I am very much looking into, and will be looking into this year, homeschooling Riley. I was not homeschooled. I went to public school until like 6th grade, then I went to private school from 7th grade through high school, then I went to a public college. So I wasn't homeschooled. I know nothing about homeschooling. And back in the day, like back when I was growing up, homeschooling was like a very foreign thing. But I know that there's a lot of moms that are homeschooling. As of, you know, recently, there's a lot of homeschooling groups and stuff. And I do feel pretty confident that if we were to go the homeschooling route, that we'd still be able to like connect with other moms that are homeschooling, whatever. At this point, I'm thinking of it. It is a very likely possibility, but I do need to do more research because it's something that I'm completely new at. So if there's anyone out there watching this and you guys homeschool your kids, let me know down below if there's a good Christian-based homeschooling curriculum that you recommend. Let me know as well. Riley is 3. She just turned 3 in December. So I don't know exactly when officially she would have to start school period. Like I don't even think they have to like start school until they're 5 maybe. I could be wrong, but whatever. I'm trying to get ahead of the game and trying to look into a curriculum, because at this point in time, with everything that's going on in the world, I just don't feel comfortable 100% sending her to a school unless maybe I can find like a charter school or some kind of, I don't know. Point is that I am not opposed to homeschooling. I would have to do a lot of research, and that's why I'm gonna try to start now. So that is one of my goals for this year. All right, so enough about the kids. Let's talk about stuff that you guys are gonna see here in my house, things that you'll be seeing me tackle and stuff. I've already mentioned how I'm gonna be trying to cook more, okay? I'm gonna be trying to cook more. I'm gonna be trying to share more of the things that we end up making, cooking more, videos, you know, adding them into my content so that you guys can just kind of learn as I do, right? Because I'm new to cooking. I'm so over cooking and I haven't even like really begun cooking. I want to make cooking a fun thing. I don't want to eat the same exact thing over and over and over again. So I've been watching like videos and stuff, and actually when we were driving down to Miami for my sister's wedding, one of the things that I was doing is I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos for like these dump and go like crock pot recipes and stuff, because I got my new crock pot. Can't even say that word right. I got my new crock pot for Christmas. You guys have seen it. I think it's so pretty, but I don't think I've even used it once. So we're gonna change that up this year. I'm gonna start just experimenting and making new things, and hopefully, you know, I don't poison myself. So I'm gonna work on that. Also just like organizing our spaces in general. There's so much clutter in this house. I know it. I know that I'm not a minimalist. I'm a maximalist, or whatever the opposite is. Like there's a bunch of stuff in my house that I probably do not need. So now that like the hecticness of the holidays are over and my sister's wedding is over and done with, there's like a lull now. And I have to take full advantage of this lull that there's not really much going on, and just tackle some of these projects, do some decluttering. I told Joe that we're gonna declutter our closets, declutter the basement. Like there's plenty that we can give away, and that's how we go doing this little by little, but there's still plenty that needs to be gone for my mental like sanity, because the state of chaos that my house is in right now, I mean, I function-ish, right? Like we're not dead, like we survive, but it's not the best, and I know that we can work on that this year. Specifics though, first and foremost, my basement freezer and the pantry down there, those are priorities, because part of me like getting more into cooking and stuff means that I have to have like a good system of even knowing what the heck I have to work with, and right now it's a state of chaos, right? So I started off with my refrigerator, which I filmed here, and I completely cleaned out the fridge. I feel so much better now opening up my fridge. It's made a world of a difference, but I still have the pantry upstairs that needs to be organized, plus the pantry and the freezer with all the meat and stuff downstairs in the basement. So hopefully I can take you guys along and show you guys how I do that, because it needs a lot of work. So that's something that you guys will see. The other thing that I'm kind of like hesitant to talk about too much here on my channel is the fact that, like, yes, I think I'm finally coming to terms with the fact that I'm somewhat of a prepper, and I've kind of tiptoed around that before on my channel, like showing you the fact that I do have a basement freezer full of food, and you guys have seen that Joe's into a lot of that survivalist kind of things, and you know, he just wants to make sure that he keeps us safe. So obviously with everything that's going on right now in the world, that's kind of heightened that interest, and it's kind of like a fun hobby that we have. Like we go buying things little by little, you know, like we bought a little generator thing for the house in case power goes out and you need to keep a fridge like going. We've got another things that I've shown you, like those lanterns, the little solar powered lanterns, but there is a bit of stuff that like we're doing right now to just kind of make sure that we have everything that we need for our family in case who knows what, right? Like now we live in Virginia, we could be locked in our house because of a blizzard. I am from Miami, I'm used to prepping for hurricanes, so there could be anything like that God forbid happens, or something worse, you never know. So let me know if you guys have any interest at all in me talking about some of those things, showing you around, mentioning some of those preparedness kind of things. I think it's just like, it's fun. It's fun. It helps me with my anxiety knowing that I have things in case of certain scenarios, but I know that's not everybody's thing, and I'm not saying it has to be anybody's thing. It's just something that Joe and I are doing this year. This is super random, but I'm going to this year work on printing more photos, because I have so many freaking photos all on my phone. I have like, do you want to know how many photos I have? Let's go. How do I see how many photos I have? Okay, so it says recent photos, 103,052 photos. So needless to say, I have a freaking ton of photos here on my phone, but I don't have a lot of them printed, especially of Jackson from this past year. I think I have a lot of printed photos of Riley's first year, but not of Jackson. So one way or another, whether I'm just sending them to CVS to print or doing one of those like chapbooks or Shutterfly, Vistaprint, I don't know, I'll have to look into it. But I need to have more physical photos, and that's something that I'm just terrible at. So working on that. These are like house projects in case you guys are interested in things that we're gonna be trying to tackle. So something I want is new blinds, especially for downstairs. The house that we bought, this house, it came with like atrocious blinds, but we just didn't fix them right away. So I want to maybe tackle that in the next couple months, get some new blinds. I want to fix up our linen closet. I've been telling you guys about that forever. I also am gonna organize the spice cabinet that I have in the kitchen, so that way like when I'm cooking I actually can find my spices, because my spices, first of all, I'm sure that a lot of them are expired. You know, I've been using them, I'm still alive, so I'm probably gonna have to buy some new spices. I don't know, like we'll see, but I definitely do want to just like organize it. So I ordered like new little bottles to put the spices in with the little labels. I bought a label maker. Like we're gonna try to, even though it's still gonna be a mess, like at least make it more of an organized mess, so that, you know, my cooking is a little bit faster and a little easier if I can find the freaking things that I'm using. So spice cabinets, I already talked about the fridge downstairs. We need to get our deck sealed. So we have our deck outside, but we never got it like sealed or painted. I don't know, there's something that you have to do to treat the wood, so I have to work on that. And the other thing I want to do is get our house painted. So I never really loved like the color scheme outside of our house, so that's something that I just want to fix up and just do a different color, and hopefully that doesn't cost a fortune. Like I don't need to paint the entire house, just like the accent stuff. So those are just like little projects of ours for the house that I can't do everything at once, but things that we can kind of like save for. And then the last thing that I have on my list as far as like the house and like family time in general is I would like to make it a point to have 2 monthly family outings. So that just means going to 2 places that we've never really been before. And again, all of this kind of depends on what's open, COVID and all of that. But we moved up here to Virginia and everybody was like, wow, there's so much to do. And yet we've gone to like, I don't know, 3 or 4 places in almost a year, because we haven't been able to get out much. So making a bucket list of things to do around the area, and then, you know, just trying to like check them off. But if I don't make them like a priority, if I don't say, hey, I want to go to somewhere like 2 times a month, the weekends will come by and we're just like, oh, we're too tired, we just need to do nothing. Or I'll say like, okay, today we got to stay home, we got to do laundry, and then weeks go by where it's just staying home and doing laundry, or staying home and watching football, and like that's freaking boring. So hoping to spice things up a little bit and maybe take you guys on some more adventures around town. I know that a lot of you guys have told me like, wow, you stay home every day, and I'm like, what else do you want for my life? I don't go anywhere. So at least maybe I can, you know, throw in a few outings here and there. Now, me personally, this is nothing really new. I've wanted to read more for the longest time, so I put that on my goals for 2021, to buy some more books, to read more and all of that. I also put here to pray more, because the Lord knows that the world needs lots of prayers. So just praying more, being more intentional about spending some more time in my faith and all of that. We haven't gone to church because we got here, we're gonna look for a church. COVID hit, I had 2 kids, and I was just not gonna tackle that. I know that a lot of people don't think that's an excuse, and that's fine. But even if we're not in a physical church, I need to just spend some more time doing some Bible study, because like I have the Bible, it's very confusing, it's very big, I never know where to start. So I actually ordered 2 Bible study books, and once they get in, I'll show you guys them. But just, you know, something that in my downtime I can read, even if it's right before bed. I am not one to wake up at 5 in the morning to read the Bible. Like, I love you, Jesus, I love you, Lord, but I'm not gonna wake up at 5 in the morning. So even if it's just right before bed, spending 5 minutes in a devotional or something like that, I think that that would be really just helpful for me and my anxiety. Sorry, my battery died and Riley is like screaming. Jackson, I told you guys he went to sleep, but Riley is not asleep. Anyway, my battery died, went downstairs, got a new battery. We are here again. I really want a Sour Patch, so let me show you guys what these look like. If you guys haven't had these and you like Sour Patch, they are the best. I'm very picky about my Sour Patch. Like, I like them to be like the right tartness. Does that make sense? These are so cute. They're like heart shaped, so they're perfect for Valentine's Day. Tell me that that's not a cute little Sour Patch right there. Yes, I'm aware. Now I'm like 5 years old, but this makes me really happy. Okay, so now let's go to my like business goals, like here with my channel, Instagram, all of that. I don't have a ton of things here on this category because I don't like to like overextend myself, and you know, I'm doing the best that I can with the 2 kids, working from home, taking care of them. It's been a struggle. It's been not the easiest thing in the world, but I have enjoyed every second of it. So I don't want to like say like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things and then like get my hopes up and then be like very disappointed. I do want to make sure that I'm sticking to my, at the very least, 2 or 3 videos a week. So far that has been very doable, unless, you know, the kids start, I don't know, getting absolutely crazy or something like that. I'm pretty sure that I can stick to at least 2 videos a week, so you can expect that from me here on the channel. Something that I will say though is that it is a goal of mine to reach new subscribers. Like, I love you guys to death, love you to death, the people who tune in to my videos and you guys that watch my vlogs. Like, I love you. You're my people. Like, you guys are my mama friend and you're the people that I talk to every day, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But a lot of my content has been vlogs, and the vlogs are not gonna go away, but the vlogs do not gain me a lot of new subscribers, if that makes any sense. So when I was doing a lot of like sit down videos and the videos that are more searchable, things like what my 1-year-old eats in a day, or what's in my hospital bag, or whatever, like those searchable videos, I was getting a lot more subscribers because new people would find me. And so there were months where I would get like, I don't know, 5,000 new subscribers or whatever the case was. Now that I've been focusing a lot more on just vlogs because I have enjoyed doing vlogs. Honestly, it's like the easiest thing for me to film when I've got the 2 kids. Right now, I'm at a point where I'm bringing in maybe like 2,500 subscribers a month, or like, it's not as much as I used to. I am trying to make sure that I'm doing things smart so I can kind of work smarter, not harder, you know, and all of that. So still putting out the vlogs, they're going nowhere, but maybe sprinkling in a little bit more of those searchable videos to see if I can get new subscribers here on the channel. So if you guys see stuff like that, now you guys know why I'm doing it. Like, there's a strategy, there's a reason why. You know, I've never been somebody who, like, I don't know, like lives in subscriber counts. Like, I obviously am so thrilled that I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers, because that has been my goal since like starting my channel, like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. I don't even remember exactly when I started, but that is like a huge milestone. And the minute that I hit that, I'm gonna be freaking like in tears. Like, I'm gonna be so excited. So like, yes, it's an exciting moment, but I also don't base like all of my decisions on like how many subscribers I have, if any of that makes sense. But I do think it's important that if you have a channel, that you set some kind of goal, something that you're working towards, like, so that you can have something that you're, you know, putting all your effort into, that you're aiming towards. So for 2021, I would love to get to the point where at the end of 2021, I have 150,000 subscribers. I'm hoping that's doable. I would love to see it happen. This is just my way of trying to keep myself accountable so that I'm continuing to put out good content and that I'm continuing to grow. So 150,000 subscribers is what I'm shooting for. And then I would love, like, if I'm gonna put $1 on it, I would love to get to the point where I have maybe like $7,500 months. That would be fantastic. I think in a Q&A, I think in the one where I was like wrapping stuff, not a Q&A, that was like my assumptions about me. In that video, I think it was, I shared that my goal for like this past year was to hit a $10,000 month. I shared that that would be incredible, that it hadn't happened before. And I will let you know, that in December, I hit my goal. So that was a huge thing for me, like personal, like that gave me a lot of satisfaction knowing that, you know, I busted my butt with videos, with content and stuff like that, and, you know, editing until 2 and 3 in the morning and not getting a lot of sleep. Like, I hustled and I finally got a $10,000 month. I'm not gonna have a $10,000 month every month moving forward. Like, right now, actually in January, like, ad revenue is like decreasing like at lightning speed. I know that every month I'm not gonna have a $10,000 month, but I would love it if more regularly I would see maybe like a $7,500 month. That would be great. Anyway, that's like boring YouTube stuff. I don't know, some people are interested in that behind the scenes kind of stuff, but yes, those are my goals for my channel. Now, just like personal, like Joe and I, our finances, I think it's always like a good idea to have some kind of goals for the new year based around like just what you want to do with your money or what you want to save for and all of that. So the first thing I have here on my goals is to finish paying off our car. So Joe and I, we have 2 cars. We have Joe's truck that he's had for years and it's been paid off for now, I think a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years it's been paid off. But when we moved up here to Virginia, I went from having my old little Jetta that I loved, but you know, a little Jetta is not gonna cut it with 2 car seats. So we bought a GMC Acadia, and that is the car that I have right now. I love it, it's great, but we did finance it. So it wasn't a brand new one because I don't believe in buying a brand spanking new car. I don't think it makes any sense. It was a couple years old, but we financed it, and I think we financed it for like 5 years, and my goal was to like pay it off within like a year, maybe a little bit longer than that. So we've been like the past year throwing extra money onto the car. Like we'll pay our monthly payment and then some, so that way we can get rid of that car bill, and we're almost there. I think we owe like $6,000 I think on the car, so I will be super happy when we finish paying that off. The other thing I have here that I want to save for, I want to save for a swing set for the kids, and those can be a little bit expensive. Like I've looked at a couple, and like it's something that we could probably do, but I want to make it a point to put it in like our savings category, so that it's something that when we have a little bit of extra money, we specifically save it for that. So I would love to put a swing set in the backyard for the kids. Hopefully we will make that a reality very soon. And then I do want to save for Disney, possibly even 2 times for 2021. So we have high hopes to maybe go in March if things aren't shut down and stuff. And then we'd love to go again during like the holidays, during Christmas time. So knowing that, I'm gonna go and do some research and kind of calculate how much it would cost for us to go. And then whenever we have like a big trip like that, that's what we like to do. We say, okay, how much is it gonna cost? When are we planning to go? And then, I don't know, if it was gonna be, I have no idea, I haven't looked at the numbers, but if it was gonna be like $5,000 to go to Disney, and we were planning on going, you know, in March, I would say, okay, we've got 3 months to save for Disney to save $5,000. So I do 5,000 divided by 3 and figure out how much we'd have to save every month leading up to it in order to afford it, instead of like getting to March and being like, oh crap, where am I gonna come up with $5,000 from? Oh, we'll just pull it out of savings. I'm probably gonna talk more about that when I do my finance video, which I promise you guys, I feel like I've said it a million times, but I am gonna film it. Like that's gonna be probably one of the next videos that I film. So I'll probably talk more about that in my finances video. If you have any questions for that, you can leave them down below. But yeah, knowing that there's some vacations that I want to take, we're gonna kind of factor that in and have like a savings goal that's just for vacation. So Disney twice. The other thing I want to look into is staying at the Great Wolf Lodge. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but it's like an indoor like water park thing, and there's one here in Virginia. I had no idea, so I would love to maybe take the kids there. So those would be like 3 vacations that hopefully at some point we can take. You know, maybe that doesn't happen, but I have it in my goals here because those are ideas, right? And then I can just kind of save up for it, figure out how much it would cost, and if we can get there, then that would be great. And now that I'm looking at my list, there was one thing that I really wanted to mention to you guys about for like my channel, my business, all of that. That of course was like the first thing in this little square here, and I forgot to tell you. So for 2021, something that I am going to be working on is putting out a newsletter, okay? And I know that a lot of you guys have seen that there's bloggers that have newsletters and stuff. I had a newsletter for a couple years and then I kind of stopped. When I was a full-time blogger over on my website, if you didn't know that I have a website, I will leave the link here in case you want to check it out. That blog, that website, like, that is my baby. That is how I started in the internet space like almost 10 years ago, okay? So I started as a blogger, and I know that I've shared this story a million times, but now that I've been doing more YouTube stuff, that kind of has taken a back seat. Every once in a while, I'll share like some of my YouTube videos over there. Sometimes I'll do like clothing roundups and I'll share them on the blog. Obviously right now my priority is my YouTube channel, but the thing about having a blog versus a YouTube channel is that like if YouTube decides to shut down right now, like I can always still have my blog and I can still always communicate with people. And even better than having a blog is having a newsletter, because once you get on my email list, once you get on my newsletter list, I can shoot you an email, and if YouTube shuts down tomorrow, I still have a way to talk to you guys. I can still send you weekly emails. So from a business perspective, it's not a bad idea to have, number one, a blog, to have a website where you house everything, where you're not dependent on these like Instagram algorithms and YouTube algorithms. Like a website is a good thing to have, but on top of that, a newsletter is even better because it's a way that you can just easily communicate with the people that, you know, read your stuff, watch your stuff and all of that. So with my newsletter, what I'm hoping to do is just have a way to send out one email either every week or every other week, at the very least once a month, with like a giant roundup of all of my videos, what's been going on, a personal note to you guys, maybe some of like the most highly requested like links and stuff, things that I've bought that I've really enjoyed. That'll be something that's just easy for me to shoot out to you guys. You'll get it in your email, and it's a way of me just reminding you that, hey, I'm here in case you guys have been busy and you haven't been able to watch my videos. It'll be easy for you guys to just kind of at a glance just see what you've missed, and I don't know, just talk to me back. You can reply to me, whatever. So that's the newsletter spiel. I haven't sent one out yet, so it's not like you've missed anything, but if you guys are interested in signing up for the newsletter, it's gonna be easy for you to unsubscribe if you ever like get sick of me and you don't want to see my face anymore, you don't want to get emails from me, you can just unsubscribe. But if you are interested, there's gonna be a link in the description box of this video. You click on it, you give me your email address, and then you're in the newsletter list. So when I blast the newsletter out, you'll be one of the people that gets it. So that's all I'm gonna say about it for now. I'm sure I'll mention it again once the first one is ready to go. Yeah, that's some of the stuff that I'm working on this year, some of the stuff that I've got on my mind for 2021, and hopefully the world is still in a good place so that we're not just like all, I don't know, sad and depressed this year. And I'm hoping for good things, right? Like so far 2021 has not been all that great, but I'm hoping that things will turn up soon. So yeah, I hope that you guys are doing great. I hope that if anything, this video, hearing me chat about goals, has kind of like started to get those wheels turning. If you guys haven't already started thinking about goals for 2021, and I don't want you guys to think that like I'm setting these goals, like these are thoughts and things that I hope for. I'm not going to like be super sad if some of this stuff doesn't work out, some of this stuff doesn't happen, but it's good to have things that you're working towards. That's how I've been my whole life. Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, whatever, you know, the saying goes, and whatever, then you'll land somewhere in the sky. I don't know. But yes, that is it. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thanks for giving me an excuse to hang out here, drink my coffee, have my Sour Patch Kids, and just know that if there's ever anything that you want to see here on the channel, you let me know, because that's what I'm always working on from year after year. Like, I want to make sure that this channel does not get boring, does not get stale, that it gets a little spicy, that, you know, I keep your attention, that you guys still want to come back and watch my videos and chat with me and hang out with me. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want. So anytime that you have any requests, suggestions, I promise you that I read them and I take note. Whether I get to them right away or 3 months from now or 6 months from now, that's a different story. This channel is thanks to you guys and for you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys get that and that you know that I really am just trying to make sure that it's a place that you guys continue to look forward to come to for content, for entertainment, for whatever it is that you get out of this. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Happy 2021. I hope that you guys have the very best year. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.